Well, this particular design covers quite a large area. It's a design for Massachusetts in the US, 225 feet or so across by 200 feet deep. So there's a lot of information there and a lot of plant symbols. What we'd like to do is to create a planting schedule, a list of the species that are going to be used in this design. And you can see that moving around and counting each individual species is quite a tricky exercise. So what we want to do is to associate with this drawing a plant data file. So I'll go to GCAD Plus and edit a plant list, and you can see I've got a list of plants here that are suitable for that area of the US, and their botanical name, common name, type and code are all there. So if I wanted to put new species in, I could sort, say, the type list, and there's all my medium shrubs grouped together, and I can scroll down and find tall trees and so on. I'll cancel from there. I've assigned as many of these symbols as I can to a species in that list, and I have a tool to say show symbols with names. So all of the symbols highlighted here have had a name assigned to them. This is an existing symbol, so it's not going to be it's a symbol for an existing species, so it would not be in the planting list. And similarly, these taller, maples on the right-hand side of the site are also not part of the planting schedule. And now that all species have been assigned, and it's quite an easy job, let's unselect all. To assign a species, it's just a matter of plant schedules, set data to a plant. You pick the symbol, up pops the list, and you just highlight the record, the row. If that was a beech, which it's not, you would just select it. So all the plants in this design that we're going to put in as part of the redevelopment are there and have been assigned. To generate the planting schedule itself, it's just a matter of going into GCAD Plus over here and draw the plant schedule. And you're asked a couple of questions as that runs. Do you want a column with the red circle number? I'll say yes for the moment. And do you want to plot the column, Y for yes? And do you want to put the common name under the botanic name? These are prompts that are appearing in the command area, and I'll say yes to that. In other words, I'm accepting the default settings. And I just click top left and bottom right of the area that I want the plant schedule to appear in. And you can see here that in the current text font that I've got set, the name of each particular species and its common name is plotted, and the symbol there. So if we want to find the examples of the royal purple smoke bush, it's been assigned to this particular symbol here, so that's how we can track where that symbol is. There it is there, that's where it's being planted in the schedule. So the schedule has been done. If we copy and put extra symbols in, we can just redraw the schedule, and we can redraw the schedule at any time and choose different options. So let's just do that. We'll say draw the plant schedule. We want the red circle number. The reason to have that red circle number is that some people like to put a code, a blob around a group of them in the design. Everyone works differently when they're labeling their species. So we'll say no for the moment. And you want to put the common name under the botanical name, and I'll say no. So I'm varying my responses here, and we'll draw the schedule somewhere else, and we'll make it not quite as wide, but we'll make it relatively tall, and in goes the schedule. Looks a little better perhaps. There's the botanical name, common name, and the total number of individuals of that particular species in the design are showing. So that's an easy way to draw your plant schedule, and if you do add extra plants, you just update the schedule and the numbers of plants will be incremented. So I hope that gives you some idea. That's Zoom Extents of how you might use the plant schedule. I've got a layout here. If I right click and go Zoom Extents, that's an architectural C size sheet, and we could create a new layout and put the schedule there, or we could right click here and create another viewport sitting, if you like, here and on top, and then when we double click in there we can move our box such that it encompasses the schedule and then display it on the layout. We want to deactivate that viewport. Oops, I'm not quite in where I want to be. Now we're right. Deactivate the viewport. So now we have the design itself and the plant schedule showing on the one sheet. And to make that look a little better, you pick the two frames there and change the color to something that would not show. We'll make it color 255 and then unselect all. And there's our layout. All we now might like to do is to put a rectangle in, like so, and down there you could take that rectangle and give that rectangle a curve at the corners if you want. But can you see that producing the design, the landscape plan itself, and the planting list that goes with it is relatively straightforward. That's not the only way to indicate a particular plant species, and there are other ways that we will show you as we move along.